It's a sunny but cold day, and as you can see, if you can catch a glimpse, the moon is still up in the sky, although it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So what am I doing out here in the field? I'm walking around because it's quite pleasant, but this is not the purpose of showing you the field. I'm going to take you to another part of the field where I'm going to show you the pines that I'm going to work on today. You may have seen videos of some of our Beuvronensis pines maybe a couple of years ago. So we're forever working on them, but I don't always show them in case repetition makes it a bit boring. I know that many people don't think my stuff is boring, but I sometimes feel that too much of one topic can become very dull. So let me show you what we do. Anyway, this gives you some ideas to the amount of field-grown material we have. These, as I've told you on many occasions, are grown in the field for years and years, and they take time to mature. It's like going into a wine cellar. Wine sometimes, I believe, in these great vineyards of the countries like France and Italy, they store wine for years and years, and they're nowhere near ready. So in the same way, we have plants that we keep here for years and years, and they're nowhere near ready. So what I have here are these pines. These are Beuvronensis pines in about 40 or 50 liter pots, and they're about 3 foot high, and we have scores of them. So we just leave them here to mature so that they get thick trunks. I do tip off some of the terminal shoots. This is a Beuvronensis that has been growing here for 38 years. It was brought with us from Purley back in 1986, but it was grown in Purley since 1980. So here they are, all these Beuvronensis pines are this size, and I'm now going to show you one that we're going to work on today. So here is this tree, a Beuvronensis that has been grown in containers successively for several years, and it's a very, very complicated subject. So again, we're going to take you through the entire process of analyzing the tree. How do we start to make a bonsai from this material? As I say, creating bonsai is like solving a problem. This is a very complicated problem. Where do you start? So I'm going to get Tyler here, who is one of our staff, to begin by cleaning out the debris. So if you bring the Felcos, and both you and I, anything dead like this, we just clean it out. Once we take it right back to the stem, the trunk. Once it's cleaned, we will be clearing some of the difficulty. If you home in close, you can see where the plant doesn't get light, these little twigs die. So getting light inside the structure is very important. So you might well ask, why don't I do it all the time? But because we have hundreds and hundreds of plants, we can't get around to doing it all the time. But then when it comes to creating the actual bonsai, at least by having left all these branches, I'm not talking about the dead branches, the more branches we have, the more choice we have. These young branches, we will be careful not to get rid of. Remember that when you make any bonsai, the thin branches are the ones that are more usable than the thick branches. So we go through and clear all the debris. There's a lot of it, so we will just get through it. I'm not going to show the entire process because there is so much. It's almost like a bird's nest. So this is what we're going to do. Right inside there, we're going to get all that debris out. Okay? So we have here Tyler and Gary, and this is the debris we've just managed to clear from inside the structure of the tree. It's still very complicated. Now if I can ask Tyler, please rotate it slowly. We're going to look at it to see what is going to be a potential front and back. This is only the early stage of assessing it. The next thing we're going to do is to take it out of its spot so that we can explore how the roots go into the soil. So if I ask you guys to hold the tree up, knock the pot out, and then we're going to scrape with a rake. Okay, just pull the tree out, put it on the ground and knock it out.
Knock the pot off.
Just tap the pot. How do you do it?
Frozen.
Oh, is it?
Frozen in.
Now we will use these
Wooden
root hooks and scrape from near the trunk so that we can see how the Nebari potential root base goes into the soil. Again, I keep emphasizing that this is just ordinary compost, which is, I don't know whether it's peat based, but it's just organic stuff. We're not talking of sand or macadam, because most nursery plants are planted in compost and the trees seem to do quite well. Be firm, don't be afraid, just tease it hard. Tease it hard. Work from the trunk outwards. Really from when you scrape with it. When I get to the base, we will show it to you again. So here we are. We've now teased some of the root from the top of the soil surface, and we will organize the roots in a radial fashion. But meanwhile, without wasting too much time, we're going to assess the front and possible back of the tree. So again, if you turn it around, I have three wise men here. I'm going to ask them their opinion as to what the options are. Okay? First of all, can anyone tell me what strikes you about this tree?
Well, three main trunks.
Three main trunks, absolutely right. Three trunks. A lot of people think that all pines have to have a single trunk. Not so. You can have a triple trunk tree, although with pines it's very unusual. Pines usually are single trunk trees. So having three trunks, three major trunks, is a bonus, and we're going to try and keep them as far as possible. Okay, if we keep the three trunks, we now have to determine which is going to be the front and which is going to be back. So the thing to do is to turn it around slowly and assess it. And when you think that you have found a possible front, tell me what you think and why you have chosen it.
It's got to be that one or the other way, isn't it? 180 this way.
Okay, you reckon this side?
Cut this out.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. Because you can see all the trunks very clearly. Okay, so we're cutting this out because it's poking you straight in the eye.
Coming straight forward.
Yes. So again, some people say, you know, we will have to make gins. And on the recent video where I did the spruce forest, people said, oh, you don't respect what these great masters enjoy doing, which is making gin. I didn't say that. I said gins have to be right and appropriate for each design.
It's got to be realistic.
Yeah,
Got to be convincing.
that's right. No, you shouldn't make gin just for the sake of making gin.
No.
But let's keep the options. Keep a stub of about 2 inches so that we can tear it when we want to make a gin, or should we want to make a gin? What else is obvious that you want to remove?
Some of the crossing branches.
Yeah,
and
which
the
one?
sort of
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. Again, keep a small stump so that we can have the option of a gin. All right.
in this.
These two.
Yeah.
Hey, no, these thin branches are going to form the branches for the tree. Remember, thin branches are what you want, not thick branches. These are very unusable branches.
Yeah.
Thick branches are not so easy to use. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to aim to keep branches like this to structure the tree, okay, with a very nice, powerful trunk. So anything
Maybe
which
chuck in the
is
thicker stuff then.
yeah, so again, we got to think carefully whether we can get rid of that or not. Maybe, you see, between the choice of those two branches, these two, this and this one, we can probably keep the thinner one. Keep it, but we may remove it, but keep the option. Maybe cut it back to there, because we could even use this one. So cut it back to about there.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Keep a little stump. We can always go back to that. Okay. So by method of elimination, you'll find that you'll be solving your problem. Even that can be kept because it can form the pad.
Yeah.
You know, a nice pad like that. Okay, so you have to keep analyzing and seeing which are the crossing branches that you will clearly not need. See, like this is going up that way. If it's going up, you probably don't need that one going up. But you could use this one. Sorry, I'm not holding the
Chop
camera.
it somewhere in there.
Yeah. So can you hold that one again? Hold this back so that we can show the camera. Yeah, like that. And then the upward going on. Maybe even keep this one should we need and cut
Yeah.
it somewhere there. Yeah. Okay. Good. So again, method of elimination, bit by bit, you will get to the end result. Now you got to look at it more carefully and see which other branches in the center of the tree could come out. Okay, turn around and have a
This
look.
one.
Yes, absolutely right. That I don't think we need to keep as. Again, keep a short stub in case you want to make it. So, all right, good, very good. So, okay. And then what else? Touch each of these in turn. All right, that I don't think we need because it's in the center of the tree.
Yeah.
Cut that clean, okay. All right, keep a short stub, keep it clean. All right, so that's what we are doing, analyzing it slowly. You see how by removing these, you can start seeing the beautiful trunk that there is in this tree. Okay,
See one here, crossing through the middle.
careful, because that, if it's a thin branch,
it
you
could
could
come in.
use it at the back like that. You see, pull it or use it at the back like that.
Out here, but then this
Yeah.
branch is already here.
But you can still have it. Don't remove the thin ones because they are the ones that you want to keep.
This though, from the centre of the crotch here, Peter, take that out.
Again, I would keep it in case I need it because the thin branch is a valuable branch. The one that's troubling me, what troubles you if you look at the tree now?
This big one crosses the main trunk, I suppose.
Yeah, that possibly, but you got to think of the leader for the third trunk, isn't it? You have one trunk, two trunk, three trunks, so we got to think how we're going to bring that up as a top part. There's one which is quite obvious. If you look at the tree, on the left-hand trunk, there's a thick branch at the back.
This one.
Yeah, that one is a bit troublesome. Again, maybe not remove it completely, but leave some of the thin branches that come out of it, but
Maybe
cut
cut
it
that.
somewhere there. Yeah, cut it somewhere there. Yeah.
I'd go one above. You've got the
That one.
strong shoot.
Okay,
there, haven't
all
you?
right.
Yeah.
Somewhere there, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Right, very good, very good, very good. Okay, now keep turning the tree around and have a look. You see how you can see the structure of the tree now, huh?
Yeah.
Then you got to ask yourself things like
Cool.
that, you see. You got the thin ones you can use, but that one, where anything thick, we are going to look as possible candidates for removal.
Somewhere there.
All right, yeah? Hold the secretary the other way. You might find
Yeah,
it
that way.
easier that way, all right? Okay. Okay, so now then you have to look at some of these as well, some of these thicker ones. So these crossing ones again, what else is crossing there? You can start spreading the branches out like that to see what it looks. Just press it down so you get some ideas to the pad formation.
There's too many in here, really.
Yeah.
Remember, you've got to pull one up to create like a leading shoot.
Well, which do you prefer as the leader on this, Peter?
You tell me.
Well,
I don't really like that. It's quite straight.
That's right.
This one you can bend over.
Yeah.
that's a bit more movable, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Bend over.
Yeah,
Take this out,
take that off.
and then you'll see the line of
Yeah,
that one
take
as
that
well,
out.
won't you?
Yeah. Keep about 2 inches of it. Okay, very good. You see how you're beginning to see the structure of the tree. Can you see it?
It's opening up nicely.
Yeah, opening out very nicely. So all we are going to aim for is to create pads using the thinner branches.
So, looking here, this now comes behind.
You can wire. Don't forget with wire you can make it do whatever you like.
Yeah.
See,
But-
with thick wire you can bend it so it can come back like that. Using this part. The one at the back, okay, if someone holds the camera for me. Okay, so this one we can do something like that.
Yeah.
Or you can even do that, but we got to choose which one. Or we can keep both. Then, of course, these ones we can keep the thin branches to use as pads. That one we can wire back also like that to make as a pad. Can you see?
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that. Huh?
So you think one of these two
Yeah.
here?
Now, when it comes to these sort of branches, what we usually use them for is like that branch coming out can be used as a potential pad. So these can be pads. So probably take the leading shoot out from there so that we can use it like that and it can bud back from there. You see?
Yeah.
And then the one above, we can use that and you can use that. So I'm not saying this is the final thing, but at least you're getting there slowly. Can you see?
Yeah.
Like that, we could probably, I don't know, I'll keep that. That one probably, maybe keep that there. Look at these lovely cones on the tree. Okay, so then these are usable. And then so this can be created as a pad, this can become like a pad. Or if we don't use that, take the center one out and take the top going one out. And then this can become like a pad there. At that level, it can go up and then form the pad. You see, it doesn't have to come out straight from the branch. It can always go up and then come to the side. Same with this one, try to take the center shoot out. Simply taking the center shoot out, this is a general principle of pruning pines. Without being too sophisticated, simply taking the center bit out, it will cause more bud back further down the stem of the tree. Now we got to look at this one. This is causing a bit of a problem, isn't it? Usually anything growing inwards is not much use. So do you think we need it?
No, you can't really pad into the
Okay, now I'll leave you to do a bit of analysis and see what is the next step. Look at it carefully and then see.
We need to shorten this big trunk, really, don't we?
Be careful. You see, it's got quite nice movement there. This is a bit thick, but it could come back on itself. You know, we used to have a beautiful rigida with multiple trunk. It's just like this.
There's 3 branches coming from here.
Yeah, that's very stiff. Okay, take it out from there. Right down. Okay, we can always clean it up afterwards. Okay, that's a major decision. So that's coming up like that. That can come like that. Okay, so these are all going to be pads.
Still think there's three big branches at the back here. I don't know the one these.
Yeah, we need to make a decision between one of those two.
Yeah, absolutely. Which one?
I think the back one's straighter, isn't it?
So, what? Don't need the back
maybe
one?
Cut that back
I think
one.
cut that back out.
Okay, just
We've
keep
already got
about-
lots of options there.
Keep
haven't we?
about half an inch there. One thing I discovered when we went to Taiwan is that when they prune their pines, they always leave a stub and let it die back. They said that is a very good trick. We would normally get flush, but they said let it die back gradually. And that is with very thick branches. I guess with thin branches, the same principle would apply. So you can see the structure of this tree coming quite nice. See, this sort of movement and this sort of movement almost mirrors each other. The mirroring of branches, the repetition is always a nice thing in bonsai. You know, when you repeat, it gives you that sense of rhythm, as it were. My gosh, that's quick, isn't it? It's almost there.
Yeah.
So however complicated the tree, you will eventually get there by simply eliminating and eliminating. Now these sort of things, they're far too long in the back, so we can probably cut that back there. And
This main big one.
this thick one, yes, keep the small ones. Same with maybe that one, cut it there. Yeah, so we can use it for wiring a pad.
This up here, up there, or up there.
No, I think we want this at the top. So it'll be a conical shape like that, you see? So we've got to wire this to give it more movement.
Yeah.
This is too thick to wire, but this is wireable to wire out. This is wireable. We can wire this to see what
feature
happens.
is much thicker than what we've got beneath it.
Yeah.
And we've already got the option of moving
okay,
that
so
back a bit.
where will you cut that?
Yeah, here,
Okay,
or maybe
keep that-
even in more.
Even more, absolutely right.
In lower, yeah?
Even lower. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Very good. See, that's how you do it. You know, analyzing it slowly, you get there. Same with this side, but let's not look at that side for now. So, because we want some movement at the top, and this I don't think can be bent, so we can wire these two with like 4 or 5 mil wire. Okay? And this one I want to wire to make a pad this way. So maybe put the same grade 4 or 5 mil wire from here going out here. So
Yeah.
one piece of wire here and one there. Use thick wire, the thickest possible wire.
Oh, no, this one's
Yeah, leave it like that. This one. Right. Okay, make sure you have enough. And then wire those two. Who's going to do it? We all have got to do that. Okay? Make sure you have enough wire without wasting either. So always make sure you, when you start the wire, you got enough to coil it. See that? You need to have more enough to go there. Okay, so we're not going to cut it. So now hang on, don't rush. See, there's not enough there. You won't end up enough. So a little more. Okay. Okay. And keep it tight. Do an anchor on one branch. That means a couple of roots to give the anchor really tight. Okay, and then once you got the anchor, then go on to the next one. Don't try and wire the whole branch in one go. Okay? Really tight, really tight. Don't worry about it biting.
So I chop the middle bit of this out, the longer growing bit.
Yeah, because that's going to be back one, absolutely right. And then without wasting, just keep an open coil there. Yeah, no one's going to look at it because it's not completion. So this again, very tight all the way to the top.
Chop on the same thing.
Okay, now try and give it a little bend. You grip it with the two hands, so give it a nice
Try and get
curve. Yeah, curve it, see how it comes out. Grip it with both hands. Don't break it because Beuvronensis are brittle. Unlike other Scots pines, Beuvronensis have brittle branches. Be careful you don't break the small shoots on them. When you bend, always try and think in terms of coiling. You know? Okay. All right. This one, if we are going to use, is going to go to the back. You see, like that?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm coiling it, huh? You see
Yeah.
that effect? Huh?
Moving with the direction of your
Yeah.
wiring,
Coiling
Tyler,
it.
so that it's tightening as you go rather than slacking on you.
Yeah. Don't unwind it. So we can coil it around. Okay, then bring the top up again. That one's going to go flat at the back. And that's going to be a back branch, so maybe towards the back. Okay, the other thing the next is going to be the you got more of that thick one.
Yeah, there's some behind Tyler, Peter.
Oh, Gary, you can have a go at the next one. Now this one, if you anchor here, anchor to this and take it out there. So let's show you what we've done. This is the amount of branches and foliage we've removed. It's quite a lot, look at it. It's quite a lot. I reckon this represents maybe half, would you say? Half of all the subsidiary branches. And the object was to give you a clear line of sight of the structure of the tree. So we are clearly now aiming for a triple trunk pine. 1, 2, 3 trunks, and this is going to be the main trunk, and then it's going to come down like a triangle like that, what we call an isosceles triangle, uneven sides like that. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and they've got nice curvy movement on the trunk. And all we are now doing is creating pads with these branches. And all the wiring has been done with our 3 volunteers here, and they're going to complete the wiring by doing all these subsidiary branches into pads. And we will then see how we go, and then we will put it in a training pot. So we will watch the progress as we go along. So all we need to do is arrange these into pads. All right, continuing with this Beuvronensis that we started working on, we've decided to make a multi-trunk tree, which for a pine is rather unusual, so we'll exploit that. You can see we wired virtually all the branches. There's still some design issues here. There are these branches, what to do with these. These I will wire as well and arrange it. I've deliberately left them unwired because I could show you what it looks like before wire. So we're going to do something like that and place it there. This also is going to go there. So it's going to be like a triple trunk. Now, this is a problem back here. You see, this is a very long branch with a lot of side shoots coming. So whether we need all of it remains to be seen, but I will turn it round because we are looking at the front all the time. So if you look at it from here, there is a lot of material here which probably, if I wire it and arrange it flat, I may get rid of this top part which is sticking up here. Can you see over there? So that's another problem. And there is one further major problem here, and that is the apex of the tree. I know I can make it like this to give it that nice curve, but that side branch there can also be made the apex like this. So there are so many different choices to be had. So I've got to play with these different ideas to see what works best. So it's not the end yet. I'm going to wire them and place them in position and then decide what to do. So let me put the wires on. I will show it to you again. So we've done all the wiring that is needed. Mind you that we started with an absolutely raw tree. I'm not here to produce a complete finished work of art. There's going to be many, many years of development to get all the pads right. It's only the structure that I'm doing. So you can see it's a triple trunk. I'm trying to repeat the line. You can see this curve and this curve is repeated. And also this one is also repeated with an S shape. I had a choice between making this the leader or making this the leader, but on balance I decided to make this the leader because it is more bendable, and this is going to create the repetition of those curves which the three leaders have. So this is going to be a side branch going up and then coming down like this. So this is what is happening, and this branch is sweeping down like this. This could be a sacrificial in time. This could be cut off and become a gin, and we have an open front. Now what are we going to do with this branch at the back? So let's do the Peter Chan bag trick, and let's cover that and see what would happen if I cut it off completely. Wait, let me put the bag on and then I will turn the tree around so that you get a better view. This bag trick always works, and I'm sure a lot of you viewers, you've learned from doing this how effective it is. So with the bag in place, let me show you what I'm trying to decide whether to eliminate it or not. I always use this bag trick. So with that bag trick, you see I can eliminate that entire branch there, and it still looks right. It still looks right. So I could cut it off, but because all these bonsai take years to make, there are long-term decisions. I know that I have to bite the bullet and sometimes take an instant decision, but there is a case for considering this the front. Mind you, because we are a commercial nursery, people who buy our trees have their own ideas as to what to do with it. If you look at this tree, this is a viable front. If you look at it like this, a very nice multi-trunk tree like this, someone may decide to use this, so they may decide to keep this. So you never know what the future of the tree could be. So this is even a viable front, if you could tinker with all these. So I'm keeping it for a while. As it grows during the year, I will take further decisions as to what to do with it. But for the present, we will use this as the front and develop the tree like this. And I will try and keep this tree on the nursery and show you the progress of this tree. As I told you, on our nursery, people come all the time, where's the tree you made on YouTube? I want to buy it, I want to buy it. But I will resist selling some of these because this is a thing in progress. It's a work in progress. So you can see what we've done. From an absolute bush, we've created some order out of chaos. So this is the Beuvronensis, well on its way to becoming a bonsai. So I hope you've enjoyed this one.